Good evening.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, I'd like to reserve a table for Friday the 3rd.
Okay, hold on one moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hold on one second. So
Mm-hmm.
Friday, November 3rd. How many people?
For 2 people.
2 people?
Yeah.
What time?
At 5 p.m.
Okay. And your name?
The first name is Daniel. That's Daniel.
Okay. You're all set.
Okay, great. Thanks.
We'll see you next Friday. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Goodbye.
Yeah, all right. So this was presented last week in the Kudos Developers Day, and they then there came of course a lot of postings in AI like groups about this. What did they do, and some people were amazed, and some people said, okay, this is good development, and we go further again, and you can read there more on the internet. What is it? How was this designed? All right. Okay, so my name is Pauli Isoaho. I'm a CTO and co-founder for the Robotics. And I don't usually talk about our company here, so I don't talk either. You can later ask if you are more interested. I'm here to talk about voice control, so machine voice control of different things. You can, there's reserved 20 minutes for this presentation part and 10 minutes for the questions and talking. So 20 minutes, so what is this? First time, so maybe it's better to ask there in later there. All right. So usually I go through the different where this is used and what is who are the users and like that. So first the phone okay, there are only 2 real operating systems in the market, so Android and then the iOS and those only who make the voice control software there. And use cases, you can read there some, but mainly the last sentence is that nowadays you can do pretty much everything with the voice on your phone, so you don't need to do any typings, I started 3 months ago to do this, and nowadays I don't touch almost anything. Only the first is the opening the phone, and then after that it's voice control everything what I do there. So that's pretty much usable there, but of course comes to the question of the language. So is it Finnish or English? And I can say for Google, so Android phone, it is both. Some commands go easily on Finnish, some don't, so you need to ask maybe then in English. But it's getting better, as I showed in the beginning, that the demo about that latest last week news. So also the commands are getting better and more. Like this example, so if you use the touch screen, so you open the phone application and then you find a name and then you call and maybe that's the call, but just say call this or that and then it calls and very very convenient, the voice very faster, accurate enough and very useful. Then this voice user interface at home. So there are more players on the market. So again, of course, Google is there with the voice assistant. Apple has the HomePod. Amazon, which is actually they actually are the first in the market. And currently they are also the biggest in the market. So their devices are on the market. Then Microsoft came with Cortana, not so many boxes yet seen, and there it's different than in like phones. So there are also third-party like HomePods which use one of these earlier mentions, like Microsoft Cortana has been. They have given that use our service and then but like the physical box is yours and your brand, so that is possible, and they are coming that kind of bots on the market. Then the use cases for this home bots. Of course, there's not so much doing navigation at home. Okay, you could say that where is the toilet like that, but I don't think that's very useful at home. But all other use cases, but previously they are there. And of course, some things are then different, like if you like to order pizza at your home, if you're in a car, it's not really feasible to order pizza to your car if it's moving all the time. So, but the key for the HomeBots is not this same things what you can do with the phone. It's the integration with your other home like devices. So like open the TV, turn off, turn on the lights, and like that. So that's when it really comes to really useful. So this is like science fiction comics 50 years ago, when they come home and say something, and then there's the TV turns on and like. But now it's reality. So of course you need to have that they are talking to each other, and as you can see in the market, there are different players. So the interoperability is not yet it's still too early market, but later on there will be more like which works with most of the players. And already like there are TVs which support the Google, Apple, and Amazon HomePods commands. So that's for the home. There's one example that very simple usage of the timer. But again, this is about the user interface, which is more feasible. That's to say that set up the timer X minutes or whatever, and then find some device and push the button there. So I think it's easier to use the voice again here. And this is also very useful in the phone. I always just to say like set up, or in Finnish, set up timer 10 minutes or 20 minutes, and like when I do some cooking. So very, very useful. Third thing where the voice is coming is chatbots, and like the promise is of course that it's more natural to talk than to type, and we are seeing this more and more. Of course, it's not so useful in if you use like your laptop for going to some chatbot. It depends. I tested the Cortana, so Microsoft Cortana in my laptop here, and it was really bad. Okay, maybe my English was really bad, but anyway, it didn't do well, so I throw it away. But in phones and tablets, of course, it works perfectly, or much better, I could say. Not perfect is not the right word here, but much better. So these kind of natural language chatbots are coming. They are already, you can see on some web pages, and they are more and more coming. And actually, I mean, one so-called pro bono project we are doing mobile phone application chatbot, which you can search for the happenings in capital area. So you can ask, so what is next AI course in Helsinki, and it will tell that next is there and there. And about the use cases, so I mentioned something, but of course it will come to the customer service. So I started with that call, so you can turn it other way around, that the same person is, or the machine is answering there to the user and telling what you want and where you want to go, and then comes of course the second thing from the machine learning, that it's also start learning where users go. So that's is like a back end machine learning there, but I'm more talk about here about the voice itself. So and same thing for technical assistance and QAs and everything which is like a customer human interface. There the voice is very useful. Yeah, like I looked for some quotes, and this was not any big name, so I don't put the name there, but anyway, so it feels more natural for humans to talk than to write. This has been seen. Then other use cases, Mercedes-Benz just introduced a A-class car with the voice control, and I haven't seen it myself yet. So, but looking at the videos and like that, so you can do all control what you could do normally by hand. You can now dictate or say them. So open the windows, turn off the radio, turn off the aircon, or set the temperature to 20 Celsius or whatever you want to do there. So that's and they, by the way, they made the voice control or the machine themselves. They didn't use any Google's or anyone else like voice these machines. Okay, I thought about the laptop control, but no, I tried myself that in Windows and that Cortana, and it was, as I said, it didn't understand my poor English or or both ways, but yeah, I not useful yet. But then also is coming for Office application, meaning like Excel and Word, and this will have a mainly the control part. Still, if you try to dictate a short novel, it's not going to work. So technology is not yet there. But for control, like for example in Excel, you can say that put this number, this cell, and multiply with that cell, and that kind of is there. So okay, some more like smaller one. They are ticket machines, not in Finland, but around the world, which now are talking, asking where you want to go and how many people, and then tell them, okay, this kind of ticket is for you, and then you say, yeah, this, okay, I take one or as many you wanted them. And then interviews, there are already some job interviews which is done by the machine, and there usually it goes to the like a basic level questions and not to the, because they cannot yet do any real conversation, but basic things can be done by there. And of course robot control, so that's one area where this voice control and will come, and it is already there, but when now it's getting better, so this will be more natural to talk with the robots. If you have seen or talk with the Now robot or Pepe robot, the sound is still very robotish. So it's of course there is a question: do we really want to have really human voice robots? But that's not topic here. There are still challenges. One is that, to 90% or 95%, that small, is it like a 5% still to the 100%, which means that it's talk like a normal human being. That 5% means that they are still not capable of real conversation. This is not about the voice itself. Of course, it's that the machines don't understand what you really talk. They just use the keywords and other technologies to guess what you want, and so the. But then there are this designing this voice interface. It's still so novel, like a widespread usage. It's not used widespread yet. So there are things that they are not really good design practices to design the voice control. So they are more like best practices and learnings need. Then is the security. If you go to the ATM, would you really like to say your passwords there in like an open public? No, not really. Like example of security. Okay, the accuracy. So that I already covered on the diagram there. So there's still some work to do, and then the user learning curve also, how well they adapt. Some things feels like immediately natural, but the key point is here that if you use the phone with the voice control, you have to before know the commands and learn them. So it's not that you start talking with the phone and say that, I would like to do this and that, so can you help me? You have to know that, call this and that. You don't have to know that you use the word call, not some other words. Okay, most people use call, but as an example, you get the idea what I mean. That's in a voice control. You don't have to know the control words beforehand, and that would be much better if you just could ask that I would like to do this, and so what should I say, or like that. Okay, shame. Okay, what does shame have to do here? What I mean here is that when I use the phone with the voice, I cannot really. I feel shame to use it in like public places, start talking to the phone. But this is, of course, what will change when more people will use it, and like those people who remember when the first mobile phones came, that did you really want to talk them in the public and like that? But now it's commodity, so there's nothing special there anymore. So this will happen in a voice control also, but especially when you use a voice control phone, because you are in a public. In home you can tell whatever you want or talk with this HomePod. No one is listening, or that's listening, of course. And then the last one is this talk. So meaning that the mainly what is best or usable is the a command and control. When you try to talk, have conversation, it's not going to deliver. So that's one of the challenges there. For control, of course, you don't need to talk much, but that's like a target. And this is about the learning on the design of the like a voice interface, user interface. First, Amazon HomeBots didn't, Alexa as they call it, didn't have any display. So you just say that, Alexa, what is the weather, Alexa, and then, but they realized that there need to be some kind of feedback, and they decided that the feedback is visual. So they put the display. So now the user when it says something, the user can get confirmation there on the display. But of course, the funny thing why they don't just put the voice confirmation. So I would like to order pizza with cheese and like that, and they would say, so you want to order pizza with this and that, and then it's okay. So, but anyway, they went to put the display there. So it's still like we are learning how to really use this voice interface. All right, the final word, so voice control is already here, so it's useful. It will spread to all, not everywhere, but always feasible ways, much more like easy, much more like feels like natural, like humans feels natural to talk. So if the machine talk, it's like a natural thing. But then the question is that who will take care of the Finnish language? Google Alexa new language set, what they are setting, they are 33 new languages coming this year. And first 8 has been, okay, that's maybe all new information, but when I saw it, first 8 languages were mentioned, or said that this will have the better talking capabilities, and Finnish was of course not there, so we don't know if it's not at all on the list, or is it the 33rd or 32nd or like that. So that's a question that how much we need to do here that we still can have like a Finnish language as this like a voice user interface. All right, so that was the last slide. So now there was some time for questions. So.
Hi, Otto Söderlund. Thanks for the good introduction to this voice technology. I was wondering, this was quite generic, describing the technology generically, and you're representing Arctic Robotics. Would be great to hear what you guys are working with in terms of the voice technology.
First, yeah, very easy. Nothing. So, Arctic Robotics, we have done indoor flying a drone. So, which is fully like a robot, and indoor there's not really feasible to have a voice control for the drones, but for outdoor they are actually putting voice control for the drone. So this is starting from my own interest to the voice control, all this what I have been doing here. So in a work we don't, our drone doesn't use voice control. Yeah.
Yeah, hello. Could you name a few chatbots that you find useful already? Because I have struggled to find any, whether it's used by typing or talking.
There's no good chatbot which is like conversation. They fail. So after a few lines or after 1 or 2 minutes, they will fail. Mainly, it is this chatbots what are the using the language for the customer service. So this you can try this.
Let me reframe the question. Do you use any chatbots on a weekly basis, or are they part of your life already? I have tried these conversational chatbots and they fail. So, but what I said, as a pro bono, I'm leading one project where we do the mobile application for Android phone, which will use the language like a chatbot. So it will, you will like a, okay, what I said here, but I say again. So you can search by voice like any like the happenings in capital area. So like when is the next rock concert, and you will reply in a Finnish language. This so this I have done, or we are doing, and it's and we know that there are coming other on the market also similar phone applications which you can ask in Finnish language that can you do this and that.
So not conversational, but this kind of searching, more simplified way you can control the environment what people are asking. So that's the name of the game.